All right, let's test voice real quick. All right, let's test voice real quick. All right, that's more than good enough. Grab my controller. See if we can wrap this up quick because I'm tired as fuck and I just want to eat something and get off of this shit, to be honest. Hmm. Is that Hule? Oh man, I haven't seen that dude in a minute. Holy shit. Wow. Interesting. Huh. Game got me conflicted. I don't know how I feel about that. They even brought back the banana boss. Hmm. Who's on the... Hold on. Huh. Sure. Nah, fuck. You were supposed to die off that. That's unfortunate. No, not my energy. No, not like this. Fuck. God damn it, Jinglu. If she had just freaking killed the other elite, that would have worked out perfectly. But he fucking survived with a pixel and fucked up my whole rotation. Try it again. Although if I wasn't trying to zero cycle, it wouldn't matter. I need y'all to die. I'm just gonna have to waste it. Ugh. Fuck. Uh-oh. Oh, thanks for the free energy. Bye-bye. Ew, it's you? Ugh. This might be more of a pain in the ass than I thought it would be. Do I have the damage to get rid of these fellows? Huh. I don't know. Well, looks like I do. Color me shocked. Yeah, I can afford to do this. I might have to basic. Yeah, I'm at the basic. Good game. Oh, Svarog. Ooh, okay. This is kind of spicy. I'm not gonna. Okay. Wait a minute. What's going on here? They bringing back some oldies. Holy fuck. Do I want to try using facial again, or do I want to use Saber? Does it matter? This probably won't work because this fucking chicken hurts so much. I was gonna see if I could do a sustainless. I don't know if it's worth the effort. I feel like it's not. But simultaneously, Mach 11 isn't that hard generally, and Mach 12 is where it actually gets mildly difficult. I'm trying to decide if I want to use my full strength on this top half or not. We'll try gambling. We'll do mono ice and see what happens. And we'll use a sustain on this half. I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but we'll see. Oh, that didn't hurt at all. Well, I would say my RMC got kind of hurt. Am I being trolled? I just hit him for 38%. Could I bypass this phase in its entirety? I'm about to try it. No, brother, not like this. No. Yo, Fugue. Who's my favorite character? Ooh, you asking me hard questions. Wait a minute, I might have to pause the game and think about that for a second. what is that damage? That's that mono rim damage, my boy. Also, this is Mach 11. Don't take this seriously. You fucking stumped me, Fugue. I'm tired. Why would you ask me a question like that? I just got off of work. Why would you? I'm deferring, yo. I'm pleading the fifth. I can't answer that question. There's so many characters that flow into my mind. I can't. I honestly, it's hard for me to pick a favorite. I have a top 5. I'll tell you my top 5. Hold on, let me think about it. Malroom. Do you know Zolze? I know who Zolze is. I'm subscribed to Zolze. Why? Yeah, if you're talking about do I know them personally, like have I had a conversation with them, the answer to that is no. Any content creator for the most part that you can think of that has at least 1,000 subscribers, I'm fully aware of. For them, I would say for the most part. I don't want to say everybody. I'm probably going to base. No, I can skill. I can skill. Argue? Argue about what? I'm not interested in arguing with Zolze. Are you out of your goddamn mind? I mean, weirdly enough, I agree with Zolze on more things than I disagree with Zolze on. So I don't know if that would end up being a debate. That would end up with us just agreeing with each other back and forth. But in terms of I would say that largely, I would say philosophically we differ in how we view the average player. I think that viewing players as casuals is objectively fucking stupid given that we're playing a PvE game. So if you listen to her perspective on the quote-unquote casual player, she hates casuals. And I'm of the perspective as someone who has spent over $5,000 on gacha games and someone who has played gachas for like the past near decade. You don't have a gacha game without casuals. You don't have a gacha game without average players, which is the reason why, even though I would consider myself in the top 10%, I'm someone who had to grind my way up from fucking nothing to get where I'm at now. So I understand the issue that they deal with, and I'm not going to demean anyone because they're quote unquote an average player or a casual player. That doesn't make any sense. So I would say there are things that I agree with her on, and there are some things that I don't agree with her on. But I don't think that having an argument or a debate about it would be worth any of either one of our times on that. That was so goddamn easy. Holy shit. Alright, let me see if I can name my top 5, because you're putting me in a hard goddamn place. I'm not even gonna lie. Alright, so in no particular order, my favorite characters within this game, I would say, and I'm talking about like not from just like a gameplay perspective, I'm talking about like character wise. I would say one of my top 5 is definitely Ting Yun. Not even a question. That's the reason why I pulled Fugue. So I guess that's a coincidence. Cypher. I love Cypher. Great in game. Great in story. Acheron probably be on that list as well. Fei Xiao would definitely be on that list, so that would leave me with my 5th slot. I'm gonna say Don Hung. Throw you guys for a curveball. Don Hung. I think Don Hung's cool. He's a pretty he his temperament and it's sort of like getting to the heart of the issue and sort of eliminating the noise. His way of approaching things is kind of the way how I try to approach things. Now, canonically, of course, if we were like intellect to intellect, I'm nowhere near that dude. He's on a different level. But that's sort of how I try to approach things. So I would say that's my top 5 in no particular order. I just want to know the account investment 2026 though. She says if you invest into one team at some point, you'll have 2 or 3 in the future. Zolze and Mai's Zolze and I's, our perspective in terms of investment is effectively identical. We both are pretty much on the same wavelength in that horizontally investing is one of the least efficient ways of investing in accounts, which is the reason why I've been telling players to stop worrying about anomaly arbitration. And you're going to hear me keep saying that as this version goes along. This is coming from a player who's been obviously I've been playing for 1,000 days. Horizontally investing is not an optimal way of investing. It hasn't been an optimal way of investing for a very long time. Your best course of action if you're a newer player or someone who's just been playing for less than a year, your primary objective should be getting 2 teams and perfecting those 2 teams. Going for 3 teams is a fucking trap. You're going to end up with having 3 mediocre teams. Focus on 2 teams, perfect 2 teams, figure out what you want to build, how you want to approach it, and move from there. Ideally, one of your 2 preferred teams should be a team within the top 5 archetypes in the game. So one of those teams should be either Mono Rim, or Dot, or Break, or Elation. You can have some sort of niche option in there as your second option. As you can see, I'm still using Fei Xiao. You see that I'm still using Acheron. I literally just went through, MOC 9 through 11, and I 0 cycled it in like 15 minutes. Was that even 15 minutes? How long I've been streaming for? 29 minutes, but I stopped. So we're going to say like 20 minutes. You can get through it using niche characters, but you want to make sure that you have one team that is overwhelmingly strong so that you always have that to back up on. My problem with how some players treat account value is they talk about backup characters. There's no backup characters do not have the same level of value that they had before, which is the reason why I don't like people trying to hype up Tribby. She's not in any of the top 5 archetypes in the game. You want to have you can have a backup team, backup characters. I have Robin and Ruame. I can make them work at the highest level because I'm in the top 10%. The reason why I suggest them is because they're free. But if you were to ask me, would I tell you to pull for Robin or Ruame using your premium resources, so your actual Jades and shit? Fuck no, I wouldn't tell you to do that. That'd be a horrible idea because neither one of them are also not really best on a slot in any archetype. They can be slotted into a bunch of different archetypes, but you want to primarily invest in characters that are confirmed to be good right now. So right now Kafka is considered to be good. Hysolins is good. Cyrene is good. Evernight is good. Dolly is crazy right now. If you're going to go into Elation, then you want to go into Yao Guang. But if you're going to be pulling for a backup unit using premium resources, you're basically doing that at your own risk. That's my perspective on it. I suggest people pull Robin and Rurouni modern day because I know for a fact that they still work because you can see me using them and they still work. And second off, they're free. But would I tell you to use premium resources for them? No, absolutely not. The reason why I value these two units and this time is even though they're backup units, they're free. If you want to go out of your way and waste anywhere from 100 to 200 pulls to get an E1 Tribby when you know they're a backup, like you logistically, that doesn't make any sense. When you could spend those same resources on a unit like Cyrene, who is best in slot in way more teams than Tribby is. This is a matter of pull investment and whether or not something is actually valuable over replacement. If Tribby gets added to the store in version 5, I think at that point, if you want to go for an E1 Tribby, I think that makes sense. Or if you want to go from E0 to E1 right now, I think that makes sense. From scratch, I'm never going to recommend that. It doesn't make any sense. Just like I wouldn't recommend from scratch if you were using your premium resources to pull for Rurouni or Robin. No. Thought on Asheville? I don't trust Asheville too much. I think that he's really, really strong, but I'm very concerned about what his I'm concerned about basically what his what team he's going to be on once everything is said and done, if that makes any sense. I'm basically reserving my judgment on the character until I see what the final team looks like. I don't want to sit here and hype up a character and I don't know how they're going to perform in that finalized ideal team that's going to be coming out in anywhere from 3 to 5 months, right? That's the reason why I said if you want to go ahead and invest in them, that's your prerogative, but you're gambling that team is actually going to end up being a top tier team. Now, I'm not saying that it's going, it's doomed or anything like that. I'm sure that it will be good, but I don't know how good. So I can't really make a proper judgment because I don't have enough information to give you a proper judgment on that. Silverwolf? Yeah, Silverwolf is pretty good. All right, let me log back in so I can get this out the way because like I said, I'm tired. I'm trying to get something to eat so I can get offline. They brought this. What? Why'd they bring this dude back? Are they trolling? This is one of the decisions of all time. I guess I'll use my full power team here, even though I don't. I don't get that. He's like literally one of the easiest bosses in the game to beat at this point. But I guess they're trying to give us a break or something. Ah, it's for Asheville. Okay, I get it. Yeah, that's Asheville. Never mind. I wasn't following. I'm like, why him specifically? Asheville. That makes sense. That tracks. Never mind. Who we got up here? Oh, God. This second side is not going to be very fun for me. If I had that Huoho, this probably would be light work, but Don Hung, I don't know. Don Hung isn't really helping me much here aside from providing protection. Well, we'll see how it plays out. Doesn't matter that much, all things considered. Do I want to blast these fellas or not?
しよ。きらめいて。死よ、守れ。朽ち果てて。さよなら。逃がさない。もっとね。起きて。西神お待たせしないように。このぬくもりは忘れません。おふざけ出番だよ。神聖を。さよなら。大丈夫。夜が来た。おやすみ。記憶は流れ星を待ってる。愛で私を心に刻んで。生と死よ、花を咲かせて。まばたき禁止よ。歳月よ、夜を見守って。壊滅の結末を書き換えましょう。日向ぼっこしましょう。今度お返ししてあげる。起きて。大丈夫。夜が来た。おやすみ。見て、今を永遠に。死よ、守れ。いい夢が見れるよ。楽しんで。神聖を。さよなら。死よ、守れ。この雲を払って晴れ渡る空を。ありがとう。元気になったわ。授けます。未来はお待たせしないように。ありがとう。元気になったわ。神聖を。死よ、守れ。何かしたかしら。まばたき禁止よ。愛で憎しみを断ちましょう。これが答えよ。もっとね。神聖。まばたき禁止よ。壊滅の結末を書き換えましょう。起きて。大丈夫。夜が来た。おやすみ。死よ、守れ。朽ち果てて。さよなら。日向ぼっこしましょう。このかすか雲を払って晴れ渡る空を。このぬくもりは忘れません。
Oh my god, how are you still alive? Get out. Holy shit.
まばたき禁止よ。愛で憎しみを断ちましょう。
Yeah, Sailor Buffy, I forgot about that. That's fair. I'm going for Evanesha. Silverwolf? Hell no. Nah, that ain't happening. As soon as I saw Evanesha, I knew I was pulling Evanesha. I ain't grabbing Silverwolf. I don't give a fuck. I knew I was getting Evanesha last year. Ah, shit. You can not do that anymore? That'd be cool. Yeah, this is probably gonna suck for me, I'm not gonna lie. Nah, I don't think people forgot. It's more so that Sparksy has largely exited the has largely exited the meta conversation because everybody's talking about freaking Evanesha and Silverwolf. And the thing that's funny is that because people have been like agenda posting so hard about both characters, they've been basically trying to see which team can run the best with the least amount of elation supports, or at least the lowest amount of cost. And if you look at Silverwolf's team starting off, people are really using her with like they're running her with Sparksy and shit. And then all of a sudden you saw people like, no, I'm not gonna, I don't. My Silverwolf don't need Sparksy. I'm just gonna use her with Asta. And I'm like, wait a minute, what happened to Sparksy, bro? Like, god damn, that shit was such a funny thing to witness, where people just like the way they started doing these showcases for Silverwolf specifically. They started taking Sparksy out so they could do their their low shield, their low cost agenda posts. So I think that's funny as shit. That's the reason why you haven't really heard that much about her, is because of that. The agenda posting is real, and it has started. I wasn't talking about him specifically, but you said him, not me. I wasn't talking about him specifically, but is that you said him, not me. How are you alive, brother? There's a reason why I was concerned about this freaking this side, because I knew for a fact that my saber wasn't gonna be able to pierce through all this bullshit HP that these guys have. Fucking knew it. I felt it in my bones. These motherfuckers are so tanky for no reason, bro. Oh my god. If you could not do that, that'd be cool. Ah, I might have messed up. Ooh, I didn't mess up. Oh, I didn't mess up. I mean, I did, but it didn't matter. Yeah, I don't have any. I have no ho-ho right now, so this is gonna suck. Which is the reason why this here, what you're seeing right now, is the reason why I'm telling people to, if you're going to go for Robin, you're gonna need that ho-ho. This right here, this long ass downtime, it's been getting worse as this fucking version has started. Oh, Jesus. I'm concerned if I skill and then I ult with Robin, it's gonna fucking force my action advance, so I'm ulting first. Yeah, I was right. Yo, I am not really paying attention right now, but I'm trying to read chat. Alright, I was an anti-fan. Am I pulling for dupes on Evanesha? Probably. From my perspective, the E1 is more high value than the SIG, so I'm probably going to go for the E1. Whether or not I'm able to get it or not is a completely different conversation to have. Because my luck this version has been pretty ass. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, we actually got... Can we get rid of at least the horses? No. Fuck! Now, I want to be clear. When I'm talking about why I don't recommend anybody doing horizontal investment, this is why. This shit here. This image that you're seeing in front of your screen, this bullshit, this is the reason why. I don't have any vertical in my Saber. I have no vertical in my Sunday. I have no vertical in my fucking DHPT. This is the exact reason why I say for you should be vertically investing. You want any given reason? Here you go. This is your visual. Your visual aid. Other side, first side, I vertically invested, full assed into Remembrance, 0 cycled it. This didn't do it. I'm about to go into my 5th cycle. I'm not making any errors. I'm not misplaying, but I just don't have the fucking damage. Sucks to be me. Not only does Saber need a... So, there's multiple problems with Saber right now. First off, Saber is relying on purely version 2 supports. That's your first problem. Your second problem is that if you're missing pieces, vertically wise, you're even in a shittier position. So right now, the only thing that you can, so let's say you're using Saber and you have her at E0 like I do, I'm not concerned, right? Not because I think some dedicated support is coming on the line, but because I know that I'm going to be getting Quovo, and I know I'm going to get my E2 Robin, and that will resolve part of my problem. But they do need to release some sort of dedicated support for her that's actually modernized. There isn't one right now. We can say DHPT, right? But it's not a perfect fit. It's not a perfect fit compared to compared to what Archer has with the buff sparkle. No, like legitimately, Saber doesn't have anything close to that. Nothing. Now I'm sure that if I went out of my way and tried to like, you know, optimize this a little bit further, whether I use a different team or whatever, I could obviously do much better than this. But I don't feel like it right now. I don't. I really don't care. It doesn't matter. All I was trying to do was clear primarily and get this shit out the way. Let me grab this. Let me grab this. Let me grab this. See, we're going into hypotheticals, few. We don't know if that's actually true or not. Wink, wink. We don't know, right? E2 S1 Aguaya got 7 cost F5 cost with 5 cycle clear. Damn. Does your Aglaya have freaking Siren in it or what? But yeah, this how long is this gonna be going for? 41 days. So I'm assuming that yeah, that second side is most likely supposed to be shilling what the fuck is her name? Super Wolf and probably Evanesha. That's probably what's being showed on that second side. So once those characters come out, it'll probably be an easy clap for me specifically. But I really do need that E2 Robin. I need that Ho-Ho because I've been able to literally like I think was it one MOC ago? Or was it two MOCs ago? Two MOCs ago, I was able to true zero cycle with Robin, but I had to do it sustainless. The Robin's basically her best sustain is Ho-Ho because of her ability to energy funnel back into Robin, but I don't have Ho-Ho because I never grabbed her. So I need to grab that Ho-Ho so that it's easier for me to use my Robin moving forward because back in version 3, it was easier for me to use Robin because, and this is weird, it kind of worked out for me because Remembrance was being shielded, so they had a bunch of enemies that would have these wide sweeping attacks, which will allow you to gain a lot of energy back, which benefited not only Remembrance, but it benefited basically any unit that had energy problems. So whether it be Ruame, Robin, whoever it was, they all benefited from it. But in this version, there isn't really a bunch of wide sweeping attacks. There are these very large bursts of damage, but it's intermittent. So you can't cover for those weaknesses unless you actually have the best in slots for the characters now. Raw May isn't really having a problem with that because she has the updated break supports, but Robin doesn't really have anything except for Ho-Ho. So I gotta wait for her to come out in order to patch that hole in terms of her weakness right now. No Siren and using Dante. Yeah, you got if you're gonna be using Aglaya at a at a higher clip, you're gonna need Siren. For sure. Now I would say that's pretty freaking mandatory. Because for any of the Cryos's heirs, I mean Siren's the GOAT, obviously. Oh, Gerger, you literally missed me talking about this. You'll scroll back in the VOD, you can see it, but I'll tell you again. Focus on 2 teams. Do not focus on 3 teams. That's a fucking trap. Anybody who tells you to focus on 3 teams doesn't know what they're talking about. Because the only reason why you will focus on 3 teams would be in order to clear anomaly arbitration, and anomaly arbitration doesn't matter. You don't get any jades from anomaly arbitration. You're gonna waste your time spending premium resources in order to get what? An interference key and some cosmetics? Perfect 2 teams first, then go into a 3rd team. Anybody who says for you to focus on 3 teams legitimately doesn't know what they're talking about. I'll die on that hill. I'll stand on that. I don't care who says it. They don't know what they're talking about. The only team now, you only need 3 teams in in-game, but you shouldn't be focusing on 3 teams. You should be perfecting 2 teams. I just showed you the reason why. If I had 2 teams that were perfected, I would have full zero cycled this. But because I didn't have my second team vertically invested in its entirety, I 5 cycled it. That's what happens. Those are the consequences. I deleted one side, 0 cycled it, 5 cycled the other side. It really is that simple. And I'll say it for as many people that need to hear it, but anomaly arbitration legitimately does not matter. And this is coming from somebody who has 3-starred the king 4 times in a row. It don't matter. You want to waste your premium resources and you'll take all this time to grind this shit for what? This jacket? Is that what you want? You want this jacket? You want this cat? Are you serious? A jacket and a cat and some interference keys? Some self-modeling resin? No. Perfect your team so that you guarantee every single week, week in, week out, month in, month out, you're getting as many J's as humanly possible. You're earning back as many J's as humanly possible. As a player, that should be your primary responsibility, making sure you're earning your J's back so that you can pull as freely as you possibly can without spending money. That's reality. Anybody, again, if somebody try to tell you otherwise, tell you, oh, you should focus on 3 teams, they don't know what we're talking about. They really don't. You're welcome. But yeah, I'm done here. I 5 cycled the shit. Like I said, I gotta perfect my my vertical investment on the other side because my Robin isn't at E2 yet, and I don't have Ho-Ho, so those are a problem. But I think that once I get Evanesha, I think basically my Evanesha is going to be my actual second team that I'm probably going to focus a large majority of my resources into. So for those that are, curious about my previous plans or my future plans, effectively I've already gone far enough into Remembrance. I could go further, but I have my Casterus at E0, but I think this is a top 10% Casterus. I think this is a top 5% Evernight, and I have her at E1. I don't even know what rating my Cyrene is. I've been trying to get my Cyrene actually ranked, and I don't know. It doesn't fucking pop up for me. This should be like a top 1 or 2% Cyrene, and this is a top 10% Hyacine. So, and this is at E0. So I have this team done. Like, I don't really need to do anything else further unless I decide I want to get Cyrene E2 at some point. But my next team that I'm going to be focusing on is the Elation comp. I already have my Yelgong. I'm gonna try to get E1 Evanesha, and then I'm gonna get whatever that rounding support is that's going to be for the Elation path, whether it be a sustain or another amplifier, whatever it is, I'm going to be pulling for it. So that's what I'm focusing on for anybody who was curious. That's about it for me. I'm getting out of here because like I said, I'm tired. I'm hungry. I need to get out of here. But you guys have a good rest of your day. Sele Land? What's Sele Land? I don't even know what that is. Or unless you're talking about, oh, you're asking me about what I'm looking at? Oh, I don't want to say that on stream. I don't want to get sniped. I can't tell you that I can't tell you on stream. But I'm gonna head out. You guys have a good rest of your day. I'm gonna peace out. Have a good night. Peace out.